What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here's Legitical Response. I cover political news, and folks, the corporate press is manipulating the crap out of you on a constant and daily basis, and I've got proof for that. All you need is a little bit of logic to read these articles out very carefully and look at the word usage and just remember, like, it's a simple fact of pattern recognition. Once you recognize a pattern, you'll start to see that pattern repeated with the corporate press over and over and over again. And what am I talking about? Here we go, folks. Trump claims Mark Zuckerberg told him there's no way I can vote for a Democrat after assassination attempt. Now, this harkens back to a phone call that Trump had with Mark Zuckerberg, and you gotta love the corporate press. Like they say, Trump claims this is what Mark Zuckerberg said, but hang on, we're gonna find out that they don't even know themselves. But let's get into it right quick. Donald Trump has made yet another dubious claim, asserting that Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, told him in a phone call following the assassination attempt on Trump that there was no way I can vote for a Democrat. The latest revelation, reported by New York Magazine, seems to align with Trump's habitual pattern of stretching or distorting reality. But is it really a distortion? Yeah, we know about that phone call. We know what was said. It was reported, a widespread report by the corporate press. He said he is not going to back any politician, right? So, in other words, yeah, he's not going to vote for a Democrat. Is Trump lying here? But let's keep going. Trump described how Mark Zuckerberg allegedly reached out to him after he was shot at a July 13 campaign rally in Butler. Yeah, we all know that, yada, yada, yada. According to Trump, Zuckerberg supposedly said Mark Zuckerberg called up and said, I've never supported a Republican before, but there's no way I can vote for a Democrat in this election. He's a guy that his parents, everybody was always Democrat. He said, I will never vote for the people running against you after watching what you did. Now, what Trump is doing here, he's conflating not supporting somebody with not voting for somebody, which is kind of almost the same thing, right? I'm sure Mark Zuckerberg is going to vote for Kamala Harris, but what he told Trump, he's not going to endorse Kamala Harris. He's not going to endorse anybody. But, you know, Trump getting up there doing his improv bit says he's not going to vote for anybody. And the corporate press is going to make an entire article on this, claiming that Donald Trump lies, which is going to ignite me to make an entire video on the corporate press, making an entire article on this damn thing. Because I love to point out when the corporate press is trying to manipulate you, and that's exactly what they're trying to do here. And, you know, we've been covering a lot of heavy topics lately, so, yeah, I try to bring some levity to the situation every once in a while, so I kind of wanted to just bring something that's just kind of funny and just kind of silly, just to, you know, take away from the seriousness a little bit. Just to do something a little bit fun, because you got to relax every once in a while, y'all. However, such claims from Trump should be approached with skepticism. Historically, Trump has a tendency to exaggerate or distort facts, and his statements often lack corroboration from reliable sources. In this instance, Zuckerberg has neither confirmed nor supported Trump's account of their conversation. So, yeah, that would make you think, okay, so why is there an entire article about this if Zuckerberg confirmed nor denied it? He did neither one of them. So, why? Why are we making an entire article? And why did that prompt me to make an entire video? I have no idea, to be honest. Zuckerberg's public statement and actions tell a different story. What? Oh, here we go, y'all. In a July interview with Bloomberg, Zuckerberg commented on the assassination attempt by saying, seeing Donald Trump get up after getting shot in the face and pump his fist in the air with all the American flags is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life. He added that such displays of spirit and resilience is why a lot of people like that guy. Yet, he did not indicate any personal political shift. Once again, no, he didn't. So why did you say that, corporate press? Hang on, though. Hang on. He called the dude a badass. Obviously, that was a statement of admiration. Do you think Mark Zuckerberg admires Donald Trump? Has Mark Zuckerberg ever shown any admiration for Donald Trump? No, as a matter of fact, when Joe Biden got elected, we had this little thing called Zuckerbucks, where they tried to influence and interfere in the 2020 election. Yeah, where Facebook, it's been reported that Facebook notified 100% of Democrats that it was election day, and only like 60% of Republicans. Yeah, that's biased. In fact, Zuckerberg has publicly stated he is not endorsing any candidate in the 2024 election. He told Bloomberg that he was not planning to get involved in the election, contrary to Trump's assertion of Zuckerberg's purported shift in political alliance. Did Trump say that, though? Hang on. Did he actually say that? No, he didn't. Trump never said that whatsoever. So, once again, the manipulation is there. The manipulation is real. Trump said that Zuckerberg wasn't supporting Democrats. He wasn't going to vote for Democrats. Trump never said that Zuckerberg was going to vote for him or a Republican or anybody. He just said he wasn't voting for Democrats. That's not a political shift. That's called political neutrality. But leave it to the corporate press to manipulate the situation to make you think that that's what Trump was saying. But if you go back and read the article, like I just did, you'll find that, no, that's not what Trump said. But they are insinuating that that's what Trump said. This is all just crazy what they do, man. The manipulation is so overwhelming that it's like I gotta stop every single paragraph and point out some sort of bias in their reporting. It's crazy. Adding to the skepticism, Trump's statements about Zuckerberg come on the heels of other controversial remarks. For instance, Trump has recently threatened to imprison Zuckerberg and other tech figures, reflecting on his ongoing grievances and contentious relationship with the tech industry. These threats appear to be part of a broader pattern of Trump's rhetoric rather than evidence of substantive allegations. You love how they say Trump has recently threatened Zuckerberg with jail, right? Like, hang on. So what would you consider recent? A couple of months, maybe at the most? A couple of months? But hang on, we'll get into that. Mark Zuckerberg, in my opinion, is a criminal, is allowed to spend over $400 million and therefore able to change the course of a presidential election, and nothing happens to Facebook, Trump said back in 2021, 3 years ago, y'all. Yeah, that's not recent. I'm sorry, corporate press. Once again, the manipulation is there, y'all. Trump has also baselessly accused his own former administration officials of pressuring Meta to suppress posts about Hunter Biden's laptop. Really? Now, they didn't refute that, but they said baselessly accused. Hang on, though. They did. That's a fact. We know that fact. That fact has been reported very widespread. Everybody knows that the FBI, the White House, the entire federal government was in contact with social media platforms. Wasn't just Facebook. It was the entirety of the social media platforms. Banning people outright, having posts deleted, shutting down the Hunter Biden laptop story. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, we know they did that. And we also know through polling that, hey, if the Hunter Biden laptop story would have came out and we would have had all the information that we have now back then, at least 17% of people would have voted for Trump instead of Biden. Plenty to change the outcome of that election. So, if Trump wants to get out there and say that, yeah, they interfered with the election, yes, it is, as a matter of fact, true. You can get out there and say that. Yeah, all of these are facts. They can't be refuted. Now, the only thing you can refute is would 17%, because it's a poll. You can refute a poll. Would that 17% actually translate to the entire population? That's the key question. You could say it either way. You could say yes, or you could say no. Doesn't matter, but he can definitely come out there and say that. It's definitely not baseless that they did this, because yes, as a matter of fact, they did this. As a matter of fact, Trump himself called Twitter to get somebody's post. One person, one post deleted. That was it. And guess what, folks? The Biden administration has had thousands of people's posts deleted, hundreds of people banned from Twitter outright. And not just Twitter. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these places. Yes, hundreds, if not thousands of people banned. Definitely thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of posts deleted. People put on shadow ban and all this other garbage. That's what the Biden administration has done. Versus Trump's one request to take down a single post. Called him an asshole or something like that. I forget what it was. But yes, they most definitely suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story. We know this. These are facts. It's not baseless. Trump was the president at the time. So it had to be one of his former administration officials. Had to be. It couldn't be anybody from the Biden camp doing this. It had to be a Trump official, which gives credence to the idea that the deep state wasn't behind Trump. The deep state was actively working against Donald Trump, which it's amazing that considering that he did anything good at all. I mean, considering you don't have the backing of the deep state behind you and you're able to accomplish what Trump accomplished, like, I'm surprised. Really surprised he was able to get as much done as he did. And people love to rag on Trump about that. Like, oh, well, he has no accomplishments. And I love that. I hate that freaking argument, man. People get there. That's something Cenk Uygur does all the time. Trump has no accomplishments. Look at Biden. Biden has all these accomplishments. All this legislation. Well, hang on there, Cenk. Hang on there just a second, buddy. The president presides over the federal government, right? And we have separation of powers. So, hang on. The federal government is not a legislative branch. That's Congress. Not the presidency, not the White House. So, why are we touting legislation for the president? I never understood that whatsoever. Even since I was a little kid, I understood that, hey, Congress does the legislating. All the president does is sign it into law. That's it. President doesn't do any legislation whatsoever. So he's taking credit for the Inflation Reduction Act. Why is the president legislating, for crying out loud? Why is he not doing his job? So overseeing the federal government. It's just crazy, and I never understood it. Right? You figure you get senators and congressmen to write up the legislation, and you sign it, and that's it. President shouldn't be doing any legislating whatsoever. I now understand working with Congress to, hey, this is something I want to get done, go write this up. But it's still Congress that does it, not the president. Zuckerberg admits that the White House pushed to suppress Hunter Biden's laptop story, and much more. Trump wrote on Truth Social last month. In other words, the 2020 presidential election was rigged, he continued. Furthermore, Trump has previously made unfounded claims about the 2020 presidential election being stolen and alleged that Zuckerberg's financial contributions to local election offices were attempts to sway the election. Okay, corporate press, let me ask you something, corporate press, because, by the way, I'm saying it, corporate press, because nobody was listed as writing this article. It was just a staff writer, by the way. If you rewind the video and go look back at the very first paragraph, you'll see that. But let me ask you something, corporate press. If you donate money to a political candidate, what are you doing? I know they're not going to answer that question, but you're influencing, you're helping that political candidate, so therefore influencing the election because you're assisting that person. That type of stuff blows my mind about the corporate press, that they're going to manipulate you in such a way that makes them look really stupid. Wow. These accusations have been thoroughly debunked. Okay, so it's been debunked, folks. Look, when you go and you donate to a political campaign, you're not helping them whatsoever. So don't donate, y'all. Don't donate at all. If you can't tell that was sarcastic, I'm sorry. That was sarcasm. Adding another layer of doubt to his current assertions. Wow. These people are insane, y'all. Once again, like I said, the manipulation is real. Trump's historical pattern of making exaggerated or inaccurate statements underscores the importance of approaching his claims with caution. Until more credible evidence surfaces, it is wise to take Trump's account of his conversation with Zuckerberg with a grain of salt. Yes, please do that, because Trump gets stuff wrong. Trump exaggerates. He's one of those people that, I call it you always got to add in the safety factor to any numbers that they give out, which, if you don't know, the safety factor is 4. So, either take away or add 4. So if Trump says, blah, 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 there was 20,000 people at this rally. Yeah, there was probably only 5,000 people. Probably only 5,000. Or if he says, there was 100,000 people doing this. Yeah, it was probably only 20,000, 25,000. You get it. But yeah, he's one of those type of people. And the corporate press just sucked this right up. Oh, Trump's a liar. No, he's an exaggerator. He's a habitual exaggerator. He does tell the truth where it matters. Something you can't say about establishment, normal, everyday politicians. No, these people just lie through their freaking teeth. Just like the corporate press does. They manipulate you, and then nothing bad ever happens. That's what they do, folks. They put out the manipulation, and when they get called out on their BS, they'll put out a retraction. But guess what? That retraction doesn't get nearly the amount of visibility that their original story gets, putting the lie out there. This is why they constantly lie about Trump. This is why they constantly put out these hoaxes about Trump, like the good people on both sides hoax. They know that's not what he said. They know people are going to call that out. But it's already out there. To the people that don't know, don't care. Oh, Trump said that. Oh, he's a racist. Yep, just feeding right on into their delusion. This is why you have so many Trump deranged people out there. The corporate press has created Trump derangement syndrome. They are the purveyors of this. They're not a symptom of Trump derangement syndrome. They are the virus itself. Just lies after lies after lies after lies. Manipulations and stories like this. This is why I do this. Because of that. That very reason right there. Not just Trump, though. I'll say that. It's everything. Everything they try to lie about. Like my last video. They were trying desperately to make it sound like it was Donald Trump's fault that Joe Biden dropped the ball with Afghanistan. Literally dropped the ball. Like, just completely screwed that all up. They were trying to blame the Afghanistan withdrawal on Donald Trump. It's utterly insane. You can't take these people's word for anything, and then they're telling you, don't take Trump's word for it. Yeah, you probably shouldn't, but you can almost be guaranteed that, whatever Zuckerberg said was something along them lines. But like I said, we know what he said. He said he wasn't going to support no candidates whatsoever. Therefore, he's not voting for a Democrat, like Trump said. Trump didn't say the exact word. But yeah, if you're not endorsing anybody, you're not going to back anybody, that means you're probably not going to vote for anybody. But you never know. That's just what he told Trump. So is Trump actually lying? No. Trump twisted the words around a little bit. Oops. Trump does a lot of improv. I'm not giving him a pass on this because that's actually not what Mark Zuckerberg said. Because it could be interpreted different ways, like I said. Yeah, sure, he's not going to endorse anybody, but that doesn't mean he's not going to vote for Kamala Harris. Doesn't mean that whatsoever. But you could see how somebody would think that. Hey, that's all I'm saying, and that's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. I did that backwards again. I know I done that yesterday. Who cares? Thanks for watching, everybody. Y'all have a good one, and stay legitical. Peace.